So it's spring break and I have a book chapter to write. So I figured why not just try to get it done 7 days, one book chapter. So why not also try to make a video and film the process? So I'm at the very beginning of this article. All I have are the instructions of the book, 5,000 words in a chapter, APA style, and the name of the anthology book. So put all these things together. I'm just even starting a title, and this is the name of the anthology. And now I need to find my article name. So I do have all the readings done and all my reading notes, of course, and then I also have all my transcripts from interviews where I interviewed professors about their experiences as graduate students and as faculty employee. So I'm going to just start to put stuff in this document. So I need to figure out my title, my abstract, and then I guess today I'll just start reading through the transcripts for particular concepts and keywords and then start compiling those. All right, so we'll see. I'm just, waking up and having coffee. It's like Monday, 9:30 in the morning, so we'll just try to put an honest day into this every day until just get it done. So I guess I'm just going to go through my transcripts and find representations of where they talk about their dress and self-presentation in the workplace from a position of talking about their identities or oppositional self-presentation, which I mean like subcultural, being tattooed, being, punk rock, but also political, wearing political t-shirts and stuff like that. So I guess I'll just start to kind of throw all these quotes together and then add a key tag keyword to each quote, put them in order, organize the key quotes, keywords in order, and have about 5 key points. And then, of course, write the intro and the conclusion last. So I guess basically I just need to write one of these key term sections every day. But yeah, I got to figure out what they are today. So I guess that's what today is. And then the intro, the conclusion can be written finally and at the same time as editing up everything. So I'm overviewing it and editing it up and start going through my transcripts. Now I have about 50 transcripts of professors I've interviewed who all have tattoos. And so my main assignment was looking at the tattoos, but now I'm going to be looking at, their talk about their dress and their identity. I don't have to go to the back to the transcripts. I have an entire document. Oh my God, that's 236 pages long that has quotes for the tattoo professor transcripts that I did, and it has about 20 different categories of keywords where the quotes are organized underneath. So I can just pull from that and pull from um, dressing for school, personal style, faculty diversity. Let's just start there. So right now I'm in the dressing for school, dressing in the workplace section. So things are looking good. Okay, so it's only 10:37 on Monday still. And I did just pull all the quotes from my document of a compilation of quotes that was categorized into 20 different keywords. And I've already pulled in 25 pages of quotes. And just from two sections, one section was like faculty dress, and one section was like faculty diversity. So I think actually only the section on faculty diversity is needed for this for this article, because if you think about an academic article, how many block quotes are in an article? Like maybe there's one in every section, or maybe it's a sentence. Like if you think about all the interviews that a researcher does, and then how many quotes actually end up in the academic writing, like it's a huge gap. And so sometimes there might just be like 5 quotes or something in the whole article. So it's more like the distillation of the concepts that were discussed, and the voices of the participants don't even make it to the final article, which to me is frustrating. And that's why I also love to do video and actually just, interview people on video and have their real face speaking their story. But of course, the IRB hates that. They want to keep people anonymous. So even when the people don't want to be anonymous, the people want to be open, they want to be on video, they want to use their real names, but the IRB says you have to protect, people's identity. So now I have, 25 pages of quotes. So obviously I have to cut this way, way back to like, 4 pages. Yeah. So basically I'll have to have like, just pick the top 5 comments or something, and then set each section around that primary quote and have a few other quotes that kind of resonate on that topic. I'll put the reading notes in last. I'm just organizing my participant quotes at this point. So an hour and a half into the day and I already got 25 pages of quotes. So next I need to just cut this back to like 5 pages of quotes, say. Okay, so it's time to chop this 26 page, 25 page, say, document down to 5 pages of quotes. So obviously I pulled in 2 sections of quotes. I probably should have just pulled in 1 section. I cannot scroll on this. All right, so I'm gonna just cut, and just find the best quotes. And then even from here, from the quotes I do have, like I will edit them because, people speak in a long-winded, rambling way, but that's just not the way to best communicate their message in writing. And it's already been translated in so many ways to get to this point of being in a document that I do edit the quotes for readability and to take out the repetitions and to take out all the but words that we use when we're speaking but should just not appear in writing. So it's 11:26 now, so let's see how long it takes me to cut this down to 5 pages and then I'll do lunch. Now I'll go through my reading list document and pull out all the reading quotes from my university reading list, as well as perhaps fashion, as well as perhaps race reading list. I have a reading list for every category in which I read in, and each reading list is probably like 200 or 300 pages long of all the books I've ever read on the topic for the last 20 years. I have all the quotes there. Every time I read a book, I transcribe all the things I underlined into that reading list. So it's quite extensive and quite, old school, considering I started it 20 years ago. So I'm using the same kind of documents and file formats as then. But at any rate, yeah, so this article, all the quotes are now into the document and with the key terms. I haven't organized them in an order yet, but now I'll look at trying to pull in some reading notes. And maybe I could do that quickly just today so that I could have at least everything in the document, all the quotes from participants, all the reading quotes, and then it's all in there. So it just needs to be organized into an order, and the writing can begin like in the next day or two. So it going well, and time for lunch. So it's Monday at 6:42, and my document is 19 pages long. It was like 25 pages long with quotes from the transcripts. Then I got it down to 9 pages, and now I'm adding in all the reading quotes. So I'm going through all my reading notes documents. I pulled out like 5 of them, one on race, ethnicity, one on body theory, one on gender, one on work, one on academia, and just pulling any kind of relevant quotes from the literature there. So I'm going through the body theory one now. Then I have the longest one to go through, which is education institution reading. Scroll through that. Each one of these is probably like 200 pages long, and I scroll through to make sure there's no quotes that I want to include. So I think I'll be able to finish both of these reading notes today, put the quotes in the document. Maybe the document will end up being 23 pages long at the end of today. And then tomorrow I can start organizing these key terms into order and writing. And then, as I go through it, I'll keep deleting and narrowing the topic, but definitely threw just a bunch of stuff into the document. That's the first day, and it was a big productive day. So tomorrow I can hopefully start to write. So today's just day one of trying to write an article in 7 days with my beautiful view of the horses out front. I'm in the Catskills for spring break doing a dog sit, so I can look out the window and see some birds and some horses. So beautiful view to keep me motivated. I got Marcuse on my lap. It's day 2, Tuesday, 9:44 a.m. So I have this document together. It's got 28 pages, single spaced, of quotes from transcripts from participants or all the reading quotes. So I put those under these key terms. I have, I don't know, 20, 25 different key terms. This article's talking about the neoliberalism of the university and how diverse faculty are faring within this environment, their personal experiences, and institutional responses, since the book is about diversity, equity, and inclusion in the academic neoliberal workplace. So, so that's a lot. So obviously, while I'm writing, I'll have to be cutting, and you can see that some of this, like it might be an entire paragraph and a quote, and that just might be cut down to one citation, multiple citations in a quote. So yeah, so I'll be writing. I guess I'll be writing in order, trying to mix these quotes into an order, and then when I get into each of these subheadings, organize those quotes in an order, write it, make a bridge to the next section, and so on. But clearly, some of these entire sections might need to be cut, or at least just the quotes will be cut down tremendously. Okay, so the current word count is almost 14,000, and it needs to be 5,000. So, okay, so cutting, writing. And I got like 6 more days. So let's get started. It's Tuesday noon 10. It's Tuesday at 12:10, and I still have not started the writing on this chapter, just for full transparency that it's not uh, you know, uh, as easy a process. So I'm just, yeah, screwing around. Maybe I'm afraid to just get into it. There's maybe some fear to jump into writing, and so you have to kind of soothe yourself. And so I always just tell myself, like, it's the first draft, like just write down the ideas. It doesn't need to be well written at all. Just, it can be gibberish, it can be baby talk, it can be just keywords and ideas. So just get the first draft down of signposting, writing words, and you clean it up later. And my favorite part of writing is the editing, like cleaning up language. I love to edit other people's writing. Just, give me something poorly written and let me transform it, But first, the first draft is always just getting words on page. I mean, really, like, I can write a decent first draft now. I've been writing, my whole life, but just that it is like, it's still a process for all of us. So uh, been screwing around for 2 hours, so hopefully, calling myself out like this will get me to the writing process now. So try to get to it now, but I also haven't eaten yet, so maybe I need to eat something first, or maybe I need to write first and then eat something. So I'll check back in with you later. Just to show you, I did get started. And what I do is I go to the section with the key term, which is neoliberal profession at this point, and I just put these key terms in front of each of the quotes in red, and so I know what what I have, and then put them in order. So just reducing the quote down to one or two words, and then put them in order, and then just write from one to the next. And at this stage, also, some of these quotes I realize will go to a different section, so I might cut the quote and put it in a different lower section, and so on. So just kind of organizing, thinning out, and then we'll finally get to the writing. Okay, so it's Wednesday at 10:21 a.m. Got a cat running around manically. Day 3 of this article challenge. Let's see, I have say 11,000 words. It's got to be cut down to 5,000 words. I have all these categories on the side. You see that they ended up with more words in them. That means I've gone through it to some extent. I was trying to do this like bigger batch edit of over like 5 pages or so, but I think I just got to get in there into the details of each page and just start cutting, because a lot of these might be like a paragraph quote that can be reduced to one in-text citation. And then I just got to have more focus as well. So as I go through it, I'll cut things that and find the more narrow focus. But it's basically an overview of the neoliberal university employment sector and its increasingly diverse workforce, and how those people don't fit into the workforce, and that just shows the underlying design that this workforce, higher educational institution, was designed for a particular body in mind. And in the future, that body is going to be a minority. So how does the institution change? And indeed, that is the quote that I start with. William H. White, 1956, published The Organization Man. So he's saying that he warns us about the organization and say it's something that was made by people and can be changed and resisted. So that's my paper so far. So hopefully by today I can get it down to that, like say six to 7,000 words, and then the final edit, cutting more, crafting the language better, reducing all of these. I have a ton of block quotes in here for my notes, so all of those will get cut down. Even the quotes of participants, I do kind of edit through those for language and repetition. So I just want the essence of what they're saying. So today is a day of cutting and writing and incorporating these quotes and reducing a lot of them down to just in-text citations. So let's see, it's 10:23 now. Let's see how much I can work today. Okay, it's Wednesday at 3:22. The cat has taken a nap and has calmed down. And I've been working for hours on this article. You can see on the subtitles that they're getting more lengthy, so I'm condensing them, but I still have my article is still about 9,700 words, and that's why I put the 777 words in the reference. I'm not going to include that. So I still have to cut 4,000 words. So now I'm thinking, like I put too much in to begin with, and I should have started with the topic much narrower, because now it's like I have to cut while I'm writing. So um, that's a bit difficult, because then it's like, does each section just get shrunk and maintained, or do I cut sections? So, um, I guess I don't know. I wonder what words count was I at before? It was like up at 13,000. So I guess this is progress, but cutting and the quotes are still pretty long. So, anyways, it's day 3, and I still need to work for hours and hours today. I'd love to just get a, a big general overview of these little sections to get them condensed and see what we're working with. So it's day 4 on the article. I skipped 2 days to put towards other higher priority work, and I've put a few hours into the article today and basically have gotten through all the sections except the concluding one. So my word count is around like 8,000 now. It's supposed to be, 5,000 plus references. I'm assuming plus references. So basically, so it's day 4. So I feel like I really wrote this whole article in 4 days as far as like just rough drafting it, getting all the words there. So now I want to go through the whole article as it's written and do a slash cut edit, try to cut as many words out, see if there's any like entire sections I can cut, and cut every word that isn't needed, and then basically just go through it again each day like that. And then I still have, man, it's only 4 days, so really, several days more to comfortably cut, edit, and then I think I'll just send it to the editor and give him whatever time he needs, because this isn't due for like basically another 2 months, really. So I'm working on it early, but that's how I do things. I like to turn things in super early and then be done with it and then play. So I'm not a procrastinator. I like to get things done. So I'll be doing that. And I did finally get out into the woods yesterday. I had a beautiful hike on a trail I had all to myself and the whole lake to myself. So that was really a treat. And I could feel that it improved my mental health a lot just being out there. I spent the whole time like thanking myself to motivate enough to get out there, but I can't seem to do the same today, even though I'm begging, but I just can't leave the house. So I'll work on this, at least try to get something productive done. So it is day 5, and I think I finished the paper this morning. This morning, I just cut 3 entire sections from the paper. It's like, can the paper still function without these 3 sections? Yes, cut. And that brought me right down to the word count that I need, which is around 5,000 words plus references. So now I've just, after that, I went through the paper about 2 more times for line editing, and I just wrote some transitions for some quotes that I just uh, not incorporated yet. And then I just now finished writing the conclusion. So, and I have about 3 more sections I should do another line edit in. And probably I should wait till tomorrow morning. Morning is when I'm freshest. In the morning, I could read through the entire paper one more time, line edit, and then submit it. So I think I will submit it tomorrow. So that'll be the morning of the 6th day. So, but I think the paper's done now. It's at the word count. I even did the APA formatting. I like those kind of, you know, tasks like that I can just put some music on and just, do it, get through it. So I think the paper is done. At least, I mean, this draft of it, because all that matters is the editor, the publisher, whatever they want to be changed. I'm happy to do that to get it out there. So, and I assume and hope that this editor is, pretty open-minded. So finished my paper in 5 days. I was shooting for 7 days, and I finished it in 5. And I think my biggest lesson is that I put too much into the paper to begin with, knowing already that the paper had to be 5,000 words. So I had to go through this whole mental thing of like the paper's at 13,000 words. It's at, 12,000 words, 10,000 words. Oh, maybe I can write to the editor and ask, like, how strict are you on this word count? Can I have, 3,000 extra words or something? So if I know the article is 5,000 words, just, put less content in. So I don't, because that took a lot of time is putting all this content into the document and then having to edit, and cut it out and mentally just like to let it go and realize that was an essential part of the paper. So just to know, the how long your paper is going to be and put the appropriate amount of stuff into the document. So, yeah, great. I finished the paper in my spring break. Okay, so it's the morning of the sixth day at 8:54, and I just read through the entire article and did the final line edit. I mean, the final line edit for the first submission. So the article's done. I'm going to submit it right now at 9 a.m. So I'm going to call that 5 days. I wrote this whole article, 6,000 words, 5 days. And so usually in my writing, I write for like maybe an hour a day or something like that. But this was like a solid work week of, 5 long days. But I got the article done. So definitely, I was aiming for 7 days. I got it done in 5 days. So yeah, so that concludes the writing of this article. I've already gotten the APA style done and all the formatting. So I'm about to submit it. But of course, that book editor and the publisher always have lots of changes to do. And it's just standard procedure that with every single publication, there's a point where I'm like, oh, it's what the editors are asking for is too much. I want to withdraw my article. Like, screw this. So that's normal, that they have lots of changes that seem kind of unbearable at the time, but I push through it, and then the publication comes out, and it's, of course, better. Like, that's their job. So I don't take it personally or whatever, like the more eyes and editors on a paper is fine as long as they're, productive and helpful and not contradicting each other. So that's the conclusion of this paper. So now I can go enjoy this rainy day in the Catskills. This paper, yeah. So bye.